Reaction Rollers, where we react to music that we grew up with from the 60s to the 90s, and my name is Tammy. We're doing the second song tonight. This one's going to be a band that begins with the letter W, and actually it's someone's last name, so if it's a name, then we're going by the last name. And this is a request for Steve, and this is also one of my husband Chuck's favorite bands or groups, or he likes Joe Walsh anyway. So we're going to go back to 1980, and Steve wants to hear the song All Night Long by Joe Walsh. So we're just going to get right to the song. I gotta stop this song right here for a minute. Now, of course, this song was a song by Joe Walsh in his solo career, but when he played with the Eagles, excuse me, I always thought he was the coolest Eagle of them all. I don't know what it was about him, but I always liked Joe Walsh, and we got to go see him in concert about 5 years ago down in St. Louis, and I've told this story before, but it was just a great concert. It was on a June night, and it was a full moon. It was just like perfect, and it wasn't too hot, wasn't too cold. Had a great time, and he did a lot of Eagles songs and did a lot of his own, and it just had pictures of Glenn Frey up on the big screens and stuff. It was pretty neat. But anyway, we're gonna get back to song before I lose my voice. We're doing this this request for Steve. We've gone back to 1980, and we're doing the Joe Walsh tune called All Night Long. Oh, Joe Walsh. I think he was notorious for his all night long parties he used to have. He used to tear up motels and have like $30,000 worth of damage he'd have to pay for. Oh, gosh. I don't know what he was doing, but anyway, I guess he was just being a rebel. And he's quite an interesting guy. And I think I can tell when my husband really likes someone because he's got a whole lot written down here. And so he was doing some research. And I think it just has different things about Joe and his life. Let's see where I should start here. It says Joe Walsh was born in Kansas but moved around a lot as a kid. Walsh and his family lived in Columbus, Ohio for a number of years before they moved to New York City in 1959. At age 12, Walsh became interested in ham radio, an amateur station with the call sign WB6ACU. Okay, let's see what it says here. This song became one of Joe Walsh's 4 top 40 charting songs in his solo career. The song also found its way onto a few sundry Eagles albums. So I need to cross a couple things out here. I'm going to end up reading it again, but that's pretty cool too that they put them on the album there, which they should be, I think. You know, it's kind of what the Eagles were. They all had their own songs that they sang, and they were all on there. And even though this was with his solo career, I think it belonged on the Eagles album. But let's see what else they have to say about it here. It says, Joe Walsh played with the James Gang from 1969 to 1971, who was a power trio which left Walsh to herd all the guitar parts. Yeah, to rehearse all the guitar parts plus sing, because all they had was Walsh, a bass player, and a drummer. So it left him, you know, to the guitar. Let's see what else it has to say here. I know there's quite a bit, and it kind of floats back and forth from here to there. Okay, it says, after leaving James Gang, he was offered the gig as Peter Frampton's replacement in Humble Pie, but turned it down due to record company conflicts. And then it says, after getting a big check for his work with the Eagles, Walsh bought a farm with a lake in Saxona River, Vermont, intending to live off the land. He found the lifestyle quite difficult, so he sold the place. Yeah, we're kind of finding that out on the farm out here ourselves a little bit. Like, we got these cows, what do we do with them? Don't want to butcher them because we became attached, or I have, but at the same time, that was part of the reason to move out here. So I don't know what we're going to do. But anyway, let's get back to Joe here. Okay, it says, as a fun fact for Joe Walsh, he played a prisoner in the 1980 film The Blues Brothers during the jailhouse rock scene. He was in the jumpsuit up on the table. That's what it said. Okay. And then as a joke, Joe Walsh ran for president in 1980. I think I kind of remember that. He claimed to make the song Life's Been Good the new national anthem if he were to become president. Oh, gosh. And it says Joe Walsh is related to former Beatles drummer Ringo Starr by marriage. In 2008, Walsh married Marjorie Bach, or Back, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, the sister of Ringo Starr's wife, Barbara Bach. So they're brother-in-laws. That's cool. And then one other thing it has to say here is Jimmy Page's famous 1959 Gibson Les Paul was actually originally owned by Joe Walsh, and it was also known as the number one to Page in 1970. So that's cool too. Anyway, lots of good information there, Chuck, wherever you are, about Joe. And Steve, I hope you enjoyed it too. And I hope you all enjoyed the song as much as I did. It brought back bunch of memories. This is one that around here was probably played way too much back in the day, but I haven't heard it for a good long time, and so it's just it was good to hear it again tonight, I guess. And I felt the same way when I was at the concert because it had been a while since I heard it. But it's just at the time it first came out, they kind of overloaded it a little bit, I think. But anyway, great tune, and I love Joe Walsh anyway. So if you like the channel, be sure to subscribe to it. And if you hit the post notification bell, you won't miss a video. And be sure to hit like underneath the video if you like the video. And then next to it is share, so you can share it if you want. But be sure to tell those people that you love them each and every day. And I forgot to say Happy Valentine's Day to everybody tonight. All my lights burn out. I wore them to work today, so they burn out. So I just kind of figured last night's videos were for this morning's Valentine's Day. But for those of you that missed this morning's, Happy Valentine's Day to everybody, and peace out.